Today, I am a role model, says Angel Reese. I take that seriously, says Angel Reese. Okay, girl, you're my angel. Okay, fine. Angel Reese is the example we want to set for the people that we are being role models to. Is the example that we want to set if we don't get our way, we throw a temper tantrum. If we don't get our way, we throw a hissy fit.
Today I'm a role model, says Angel Ree. I take that seriously, she adds. Okay, sure. You're our angel. Fine. Angel Ree is apparently the example. We're supposed to follow the role model for the next generation. And what does she get cheered for? Not for dropping buckets, not for leadership, but for quitting mid-game like it's a masterclass in how not to inspire kids? Seriously. When did walking away become the new highlight reel? It's like watching a motivational speaker slam the mic down and storm off the stage. And somehow the crowd erupts in applause. Buckle up, because this story isn't really about basketball. It's about how to fail upward, smile for the cameras, and still get a standing ovation.
It is over. That is the last you will see Angel Reese in a Chicago Sky uniform with the antics and the stuff she pulled to end this season. She straight up quit on this team the last 3 games of the season, refused to play. She disrespected her teammates. Her teammates went back and fired back, letting it be known, hold on, shorty, we're not going for that. Now the Angel Reese stands invaded the Chicago game, screaming out, fire Jeff P, who is the GM.
Angel Ree now lives in a world where walking away earns louder cheers than hitting a game-winning shot. You'd think she had just dropped 50, shattered a record, and spent the night signing autographs for orphans all at once. But no, the standing ovation wasn't for excellence. It was for doing the exact opposite. She quit. Straight up took her ball and went home, and somehow that was the moment the crowd decided to explode, like confetti cannons had just fired and history had been made.
Game all excited. Oh, I'm gonna watch my favorite player, Angel Reese, only to find out, oh, she's busy sticking it to the man. The Chicago Sky organization. Hey, why isn't Angel Reese playing, Mom, Dad? Well, she threw her teammates under the bus. The organization reprimanded her accordingly, and now she just quit on the team. Oh. Is this somebody I should be looking up to? No. Let's get out of here, son.
If quitting mid-game is the new definition of greatness, then half the kids in middle school sports deserve MVP trophies. Every time little Timmy stormed off because the ref missed a traveling call, he wasn't throwing a tantrum. He was apparently making a Hall of Fame move. Who knew that pouting and walking away was the secret shortcut to applause? If that's the standard now, then we've been doing sports wrong this entire time.
Jeff, fire Jeff. That is Jeff Pagliosa, the GM of the Chicago Sky. Damn, I can spot a nickel in the 3rd row, section C3. Angel Reese, you ain't selling no tickets. You ain't selling no tickets. I can spot a nickel right there. Right there. Listen, the Angel Reese fans letting it be known they want this GM fired, y'all. This is not ideal. I pour my heart and soul into this job. I lose sleep over losing. If anyone is going to take the bullets, I'd rather be me over our head coach or our players. Jeff P out there on his own, man.
Forget practice. Forget conditioning. Forget the endless hours of drills. All you really need is a dramatic exit and a fan base willing to applaud bad decisions. The wild part? Angel Reese was supposed to be more than this. She was meant to symbolize the rise of women's basketball, the face of grit, hustle, and swagger. The player kids looked up to when they needed proof that hard work beats excuses.
Hey, Angel. Are you frustrated with the organization or frustrated in general?
I don't think I'm frustrated. I probably am frustrated myself right now. I think the language is taken out of context, and I really didn't intentionally mean to put down my teammates because they've been through this with me throughout the whole year. They've busted their ass just how I busted my ass. They showed up for me through thick and thin and in the locker room when nobody could see anything. So I would apologize to my teammates, which I already.
Game walk-off. Somewhere, a 7-year-old is practicing an angry exit in front of a mirror because that's the behavior their role model just put on display. And that's what makes this so frustrating. Look at how far women's basketball has come. Visibility is up, ratings are climbing. People are, but what are they getting instead? A lesson that when things get tough, you just leave. Kids aren't watching her for scoring averages anymore. They're studying the art of the mid, actually tuning in, yet fans are applauding like she pulled off some noble act of courage. It's like clapping when a firefighter drops the hose and says, "You know what? The flames are too hot today. I'm going home." You wouldn't cheer that. You wouldn't call it empowering. You'd ask, what just happened and why are we rewarding it? But in the bizarre, upside-down universe of modern sports fandom, walking away earns a standing ovation. And that's where the role model issue gets uncomfortable. Athletes don't get to choose whether they influence kids. The moment they go viral, land endorsement deals, or see their highlights on ESPN, they're role models. Whether they like it or not.
Angel Reese, she's shutting herself down for the rest of the season.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You know what? She's not gonna be missed.
No, that's ridiculous, man.
Here we go. Alabama versus Wisconsin. Alabama's ranked number 19 right now. I would take Alabama.
Whether they like it or not, kids are watching. And when those kids see Angel Reese clapping back at critics one day and storming out of a game the next, they aren't learning resilience. They're learning that drama wins. Now, let's be clear. Every athlete has bad days. Everyone hits a breaking point. That's human. But the applause? That's where things go sideways. Because when you cheer quitting, you send a message louder than any motivational poster ever could. You're telling kids it's not about pushing through adversity. It's about knowing when to make a scene so people clap. It's not about being a team player. It's about being the main character. This is where sports culture starts getting really weird. Forget the scoreboard, forget fundamentals, forget the grind. Just make headlines and watch fans cheer like you just cured world hunger. And the real problem is that this doesn't just hurt Angel Reese, it hurts the entire sport. Women's basketball is finally in the spotlight. And instead of showcasing toughness and resilience, the headline becomes someone quitting mid-game and getting celebrated for it. That's not growth. That's sabotage wrapped in applause. You can't build a sport on highlight reels of walk-offs. You build it with heroes who stay in the fight, not ones who storm out the moment things stop going their way.
She has her little like back warmer brace thing around her warm-up gear. She didn't even have her hair tied up, and she didn't play in the first half. And then after the first half, we get this announcement. So you guys, this is actually in the middle of the game. She has never entered the game yet. We get this announcement. It says, after serving a suspension during the first half of tonight's game versus the Las Vegas Aces, Angel Reese has been ruled out for the second half due to a back injury for the team. I'm laughing because it's just all so.
But let's talk about the fans for a second. Why are they enabling this? Why applaud something that's so obviously toxic? Part of it is the social media effect. People love a good villain to hero arc. They love chaos. They love drama. They love cheering for someone who doesn't care what anyone thinks. Here's the problem. Kids do care what their role models think. And when those role models signal that walking away deserves applause, it's the kids who end up paying the price. It's not empowerment to quit when you're supposed to lead. It's not strength to abandon teammates who are still fighting. And it's not growth to model bad habits for kids watching your every move. That isn't bravery, it's ego dressed up as courage, and people clap because admitting the truth would mean admitting they're cheering for the wrong thing. Picture this, a little league baseball game. A kid strikes out, throws his helmet, and stomps off the field. Now imagine the parents standing up and applauding, yelling, "Yeah, show that bat who's boss." Way to quit. Everyone would think they'd lost their minds. That's the real play here. This isn't about inspiring kids, it's about dominating the timeline. But the timeline doesn't raise the next generation of athletes. Coaches do, parents do, role models do.
Tyler Marsh credit. That was some good bullshit. This dude is a master polisher. Tyler Marsh went above and beyond. He didn't just use the regular polish. This dude grabbed the chrome polish and put a double coat on this turd. For the most part, I noticed that Tyler Marsh was talking about Angel Reese on the court. He was talking about her preparation. He was talking about her work ethic. He was talking about her commitment to pretend basketball, her competitive.
Role models are supposed to show kids that no matter how rough it gets, you stay in the fight. You don't have to win every battle, but you show up, you put in the work, and you finish what you started. That's the whole point of sports. They teach life lessons that stick with you forever, except now. The lesson being sent is this: quit loudly and people will clap. And let's be honest, the applause wasn't really about bravery. It was about fans wanting to feel like they were part of a moment. People love feeling close to history, even when that history is embarrassing. They'll cheer almost anything if it lets them say they were there for the drama. And Angel Reese gave them exactly that: a moment to clap, a story to tell, a controversy to defend. Forget the scoreboard, forget the sport. What mattered was the spectacle, but spectacles always come with consequences. Because when a high-profile player gets celebrated for quitting, it sets a tone that ripples through every gym, every practice, every youth league. Suddenly, quitting isn't giving up, it's a statement. It's not weakness, it's empowerment, and make no mistake, kids notice that.
Looks like everything has come to a head, and when one of the biggest sports media entities in the country, The Athletic, which is now owned by the New York Times, comes out and makes this statement, well, maybe this is exactly what we all thought. Angel Reese may have thrown her teammates under the bus, ran the bus over them, and then proceeded to just quit and protest on the team.
The next time a 10-year-old doesn't get the ball enough, they won't talk to their coach. They won't stay late to work harder in practice. No, they'll channel their inner Angel Reese, storm off dramatically, and then stand there waiting for applause like they just dropped the hottest mixtape of 22.5. And in the bleachers, half the parents will clap not because it's right, but because they don't want to look unsupportive. What makes it worse is how people spin it. You'll hear takes about how Angel Reese was setting boundaries and protecting her peace. Okay, fine. But sports aren't a yoga retreat. Protecting your peace is great in a meditation app, not. When you've got teammates counting on you to grind through the fourth quarter, that's not boundaries. That's abandonment. And it's wild that we're pretending otherwise, because role models don't just represent themselves, they represent the entire sport. Angel Reese isn't just Angel Reese anymore. She's the player kids want to be. She's the one landing endorsement deals. She's the face of the league, and when you're the face, how you carry yourself matters a lot.
Tyler Marsh has the toughest job because he's got to deal with the constant drama of Angel Reese and Angel Reese. Well, Casey, what do you mean? There's only one Angel Reese. There are two. There is Angel Reese Jr., the pretend basketball player, and there is Angel Reese Sr., better known as Mama Reese, the professional clapping back at the hater.
And yet, here we are celebrating a meltdown like it belongs on a highlight reel. Look at the athletes who built real legacies. Michael Jordan's flu game, Kobe Bryant playing through a broken finger, Serena Williams battling injuries and still winning. Even Caitlin Clark has endured relentless pressure and nonstop criticism without storming out mid-game. These athletes became icons because they stayed in it. Their greatness was forged in resilience. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is building her brand on reality show theatrics. If quitting mid-game earns a standing ovation, what's next? A parade for forgetting your uniform? Fireworks for skipping practice? This is reality TV disguised as sports, and it's addictive, but here's the cost. How do you build chemistry when no one knows if a teammate will stick around past halftime? Moves like that fracture locker rooms, they plant resentment. They create a culture where drama matters more than the team. And while fans cheer in the Moment, they ignore the truth. Trust is what wins championships. You can't build dynasties on walk-offs. You build them on unity, grind, and loyalty. And right now, Angel Reese is modeling the opposite because real toughness isn't trash talk or flashy exits. It's not clapping back online or throwing shade. Real toughness is staying in the game when everything in you wants to quit. It's pushing through frustration. It's choosing the team over your ego. That's what was missing in that walk-off moment. And the cheering makes it worse because now it's not just one player making a bad decision. It's an entire culture validating it. Fans have become enablers, handing out applause like parents handing out candy on Halloween. Except, instead of sugar highs, this creates ego highs. And once you get celebrated for quitting, why would you ever want to stop?
I think Angel Reese, and I'm saying this with my chest out, I think she's quit on the Chicago Sky. She's been claiming a back injury.
And don't get it twisted, this isn't some feminist victory. This isn't about women athletes finally owning their choices. This is about lowering the bar so far that quitting gets framed as revolutionary. Women's sports don't need softer standards. They don't need excuses dressed up as empowerment. And if that sounds dramatic, just look at how this moment exploded online. Nobody was debating the score. Nobody was breaking down the game. The entire conversation was about the walk-off. The drama completely swallowed the sport. That's the real tragedy, because Angel Reese is talented. She doesn't need theatrics. She has the skill, the spotlight, and the platform. She could have been known as the grinder, the fighter, the star who helped carry women's basketball into its next era.
Angel Reese, this is enough. She said, I can't wait for this season to end. Hawaii calling my name. I need a little break from America for real. Girl, do you know that Hawaii is in America? You must be the dumbest thing to ever walk this earth. You talking about you make $1,400 in 7 days, while we make it in a week. Same thing. I'm starting to think you're dumb, Angel Reese, or you're clip farming. You're trying to be like Flight, but you're...
Instead, she's choosing to be remembered as a walking headline, the drama queen of the court. And no matter how many points she scores down the line, this walk-off will cling to her legacy like glue. And think about what that signals beyond the fans. What message does it send to sponsors, to networks, to the people who are finally investing real money into women's basketball? Do you back chaos, or do you back athletes who embody resilience and give viewers a reason to stay engaged? This isn't just a bad look for Angel Reese, it's a bad look for the entire league. In the end, fans have to decide what they actually want. Do they want women's basketball to grow into a respected, professional, inspiring sport? Or do they want it to slide into reality TV territory where clapping for chaos becomes the main event? Because right now, the applause is saying one thing loud and clear: they want the drama.